All right, we are back here with Late Night Love. I also want to remind everybody that you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. You can find us on KUBU 965 on Live 365. And you can find us at YouTube, Rumble, and your favorite podcast network, thingamabobber app, whatever it is you listen to your podcast things from.
Thank you very much.
For today's announcements again.
Yes.
I actually remember, I forgot, but I remembered. So there it is. So lastly, we explore the intricacies of romantic relationships and family bonds. Whether you're navigating financial disagreements, sexual health conversations, or the impact of parenthood on intimacy, we provide thoughtful guidance to strengthen your connections.
Thank you.
All right. Strengthening connections, in your relationships. That is kind of the ultimate goal, isn't it?
It is.
It's interesting. You listen to all the chatter on the internet and all these complaints about modern women and modern men and modern dating, and while all of it's true, it's also simplistic. There's no real differences between modern dating and modern men. Men and women haven't given up the way that they think we have. They have. It's what has happened is both men and women have become more clear in what they think they want out of a relationship.
Yes.
And the reality is, what they've forgotten that any relationship needs compromise on both sides. And no one thinks they have to compromise. It's the other person that does. And so we've got this great realization between men and women. I need to stand up for my needs. Men want peace. Women want safety and security. These are inherent, right? These are just what generically men and women want.
Uh-huh.
And they are now more willing to stand up for those, which is great. But to forget that in order for you to stand up for those, you have to be willing to provide the other. Okay, great. You come to this realization on yourselves. Perfect. Now, how do you provide service to your partner?
What do you have to offer?
Yes. We know what you want, but what are you offering?
Yeah.
And it's not it goes every way, right? I have a nice, peaceful home. You provide that for me. And in exchange, which is a terrible word, but I'm going to use it for laugh because it's not really an exchange, but for purposes of the discussion, to keep it simple, in exchange, you have safety and security, right? You get a roof over your head, you get food on the table, right?
Yes.
These are the things we provide for each other. We didn't define our relationship by that, but those are the things, fundamental things, that if we didn't provide those for each other, our relationship wouldn't work. Because there's no foundation for everything else.
So,
because you wouldn't feel safe and secure, I wouldn't feel appreciated, and you can't have a relationship without that. Because the one thing you want, the one main thing people want, someone like me wants, is peace. Right? I want to come home to a peaceful house. And I know I'm talking about screaming kids. Screaming kids don't count. You can have a peaceful house and a house full of screaming kids. And if the rest of your life is peaceful and the kids are just being kids, being loud kids screaming, and because they're kids and they scream, that's not unpeaceful.
Yeah.
That's just kids being kids. Unpeaceful house is a house where where being home isn't your goal. Where you stop somewhere along the way to kind of rest before for me, home is the place you want to be. It's the place where you recharge your batteries. It's not the place that drains you.
Yeah.
So.
And that's bottom line.
That's bottom line. And that comes from, connecting on that level, but connecting on those levels of what you actually want. But also being aware enough that if you want those things, you have to provide things. Because otherwise the other person won't trust you. You're going to become disconnected and your life will fall apart. Okay. Let's jump right in here.
How can I deal with having no contact with my girlfriend for 4 days? She's going on vacation with her family.
How can you deal with okay, so dude, you're 29. Deal with it. Play some video games for the love of God. I could get it if the guy was 19, 20 years old, puppy love, all that kind of thing. And maybe if I give this guy the benefit of the doubt, maybe he's one of these nerdy guys and didn't get a girlfriend or relationship until late in life. And so he's viewing himself as, I'm lucky that anybody's giving me the time of day, let alone. And so he's
feeling abandoned.
Yes, he's, or he could just be totally enamored, completely freaking blinded in love. And you know how men get when they're completely ass blinded in love. They become dumb, literally become dumb, useless creatures. It's the dumbest thing on the planet. Oh God. Men in that position, they will move mountains, they will go to the ends of the earth, and they will put themselves in the world's dumbest situations.
For her.
They will. And it's literally wrote poems about it and stuff. It's scrawled in on, they put it in stone. These things go so old. So, look, here's what you do. You have an opportunity to reconnect with you. Look, at some point, you've kind of lost a little bit of yourself, right? Not saying you've come all down and completely lost, but you're I don't want to say too much in love, but you're too tied. Who you are is too tied to your partner at the moment. If you can't have her be gone for 4 days with going, what am I going to do? Yeah, you're going to be lonely. It's going to be boring because you're not used to anything, but it's an opportunity to clean something.
How about reconnect with some of your friends?
Yeah. Go golfing, do something you haven't done in a while.
Yeah.
Go pick up an old hobby that you've been too busy to do because you've been spending all your time and money on your girlfriend, or just sit back and relax and play some video games and watch some TV shows that she doesn't like that you want to. It doesn't matter. Just go back and find the things you want to do and fill your time with that.
There you go. That's excellent advice.
All right.
My mom projects her disordered thoughts about food onto me, and I don't know what to do.
Well, your mom may or may not have legitimate concerns. Depending upon the food, it may kind of have, much like addiction sometimes runs in families.
Uh-huh.
She may be worried that this problem runs in the family. And so is she projecting? Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Yes. But it's not because it's not projecting the way you think. She's projecting the potential dangers. And so she's being hyper vigilant because she's your mother and that's what she does. That's what mothers do. They try to protect their offspring. And in her mind, she's trying to prevent from what happened to her happening to you. And so the conversation is, Mom, I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate that you care so much about me, that you are hyper vigilant on looking after my eating habits. I greatly appreciate that. But I also don't need you to. I'm 20 years old. You have made me completely aware of the potential dangers.
Now, knock it off.
Yeah. I can manage this. It's okay if you watch, and if you get really concerned, you can bring something up. But for the day-to-day stuff, can you please try to drop it? And put the word try, because it's going to be hard for
It's going to be very hard.
her. So as long as she's putting in the effort to try to be better about it, then you accept that. Don't accept the world all at once. She's going to have to adjust. And give her some grace. Both give each other a little bit of grace, and the next thing you know, you have a more connected relationship with your mother because you stood your ground, but also respected what she's trying to accomplish.
There you go.
Okay.
My husband is an anaconda at night. How do I get it to stop? She has health issues.
Uh-huh.
And he's still persisting.
Well, what kind of health issues?
She didn't say.
Well, look, I can understand that she could be annoying, but also health issues can also be an excuse without knowing any type of details. Who knows? Now, it's true. Health issues can completely change people's sexual wants, needs, desires, abilities. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But the question is it?
But obviously he has the same mindset.
Well, it's not necessarily a mindset. Look, at 30, but they're getting their late 30s, right? This is an oftentimes, maybe they've been together, 15 years? And oftentimes when people's sexual desires are vastly different in relationships for whatever reason, health reasons or whatnot. But also at 38, man, there's always a health reason in your 30s. You cannot want to be intimate. So it's very easy to use those as the excuse of not wanting to, rather than just saying, I don't feel connected enough to you to want to be intimate.
Now that's honest.
It's difficult. It's difficult to know what the truth is. Sometimes you lie to yourself. Right? We're humans. We're great at lying to ourselves. We're terrific at it. I don't know the truth. I'm just saying maybe she should be considering it.
Yeah.
Now, again, maybe she's dealing with cancer or some other serious health issue, and he's really being, out of pale, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's entirely possible as well. But because she didn't say, I'm dealing with leukemia or I'm dealing with, and the treatment,
she didn't.
It makes me think that it's more routine health issues for everybody. I hurt. My back hurts. My ankles hurt. The things that can completely ruin a sex drive. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
They can completely destroy a sex drive. But that's also a different thing. Maybe if that's also the case, your partner might be feeling disconnected from you as well. Partly because of your health issues.
Yeah. And this may be his attempt to draw them closer.
As ham-handed as it is, he doesn't know anything else.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have experience. Doesn't have enough. Had no one to show him, no one to teach him.
Yeah.
So he's, or he's a clout. The problem is there is so much range of what's possible that for us to give specific advice.
Yeah. Okay.
It's difficult. So my thing is consider where you're at in your actual relationship before you can answer this question. Are you completely disconnected in your relationship? And that may be more of the reason than whatever health issues it is. Or maybe you're dealing with a completely health issue and your husband's being completely... But husbands generally on a real genuine severe health issues, they may on occasion be inappropriate, but it's not going to be every day. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? On a day where you seem to have been feeling better, they're going to take a shot. And
Yeah.
you know, but that's also because they miss you.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's hard to be judgmental on this thing because I just don't. There's so much we don't know about.
Okay.
Even though our instinct is to kind of be judgmental, right?
I know.
It is. The instinct is to be judgmental.
Well, especially with how she puts it,
Yeah. But see, I always become wary when things are put this way.
Oh, okay.
Because she's overselling it. Someone who's generally sick, they're going to say, I've got cancer. My husband, wants to be intimate all the time. And I just don't have it in me. How do I deal with that? That's the question of someone who's got really sick. That's the kind of question they ask. Right.
Yeah.
That's, they're concerned about their husband as well. Yeah, I get it. He wants to be intimate with me. I just don't have it in me. And how do I get this through his thick head? That's a different question.
Yeah.
Then he's being an anaconda. He's all over, man. I just don't feel good all the time. And yeah. And maybe she doesn't feel good all the time. Maybe she's got asthma all the time or something. She generally doesn't feel good. But it's a slightly different thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no great answer there. It's
I think we covered a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, all we did was cover all the potential possibilities. Pick one, and
yeah,
pick one that suits your particular situation, and then have the gentle, honest conversation you need to. Unless they're being a clot, and then you have their best friend or brother or father or somebody have that conversation for them.
There you go.
Okay.
My boyfriend asks to split everything 50-50, even though he makes more. Well, hon, if you can't afford it, you need to tell him, I'm sorry, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself out just because you're trying to match him.
Now, see, here's this. If he wants to go 50-50, then you have to downgrade to your lifestyle, not his.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But then here's the things I can afford at 50-50. If you want anything more than that, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So you downgrade to your lifestyle, not his. And anything extras, he's going to have to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
And what's this 50-50 stuff? You should pay just for you. If you're paying for half his steak and you had a salad, that's BS.
Well, I think it's, it's more like routine bills, rent and things like that.
No, they're not living together.
Oh, so they what?
Going out.
Well, yeah, then you just stick to her.
Yeah.
Her
lifestyle.
Her lifestyle.
There you go.
Yeah, you just stick to your lifestyle. Yeah, sorry. You get to go to McDonald's instead of Five Guys, right?
There you go. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Wife gets upset when she doesn't orgasm.
Well, do you put in the good faith try? If you put in the good faith try and it doesn't happen and she still gets upset, she's being unreasonable.
Sorry.
But if you're giving a half-hearted effort, she has every right to complain, I suppose.
Well, I don't know.
Not on any singular day, but if it's a recurring thing, right?
Well, she doesn't so much blame him.
Uh-huh.
She gets upset that it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what to do emotionally to help her.
There's nothing you can do except let her know that her helping herself reach the end is perfectly fine. She likely doesn't have the world's easiest combination. This really is one of those problems that only happens with women with difficult combinations, right?
Yeah.
And so become perfectly fine with, using whatever toys or enhancements or whatever she needs,
There you go.
To help along the way.
There you go. That's an excellent answer.
It's, she's got a tough combination. She's got a tough combination. It is what it is. She probably realizes it, and that's why she gets frustrated. So allow her to help you. Help her get over the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an impact on your manhood, my friend. It's just is what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Did sex go back to normal after kids?
Well, depends on what you define normal. Sometimes it did. Sometimes it didn't. There's no.
You're older. No, this is after they left the house.
Oh, after kids left the house?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to. There's no such. Okay, first you're gonna have to dissuade you of this notion that there's normal. Normal exists. Normal doesn't exist. There is no such thing as normal. So just wipe that from your dictionary in reference to this. It would be my very first suggestion. Your sex life will evolve to what it will evolve to, based upon your wants, needs, desires of both you and your partner, and ability. Because as we get older,
Yeah,
you physically can't do what you used to do. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing. It's, but you can't swing off chandeliers anymore, right? Yeah, sex on the kitchen table is probably off the thing because you're going to hurt your back. There's just some things you probably shouldn't do anymore. But in terms of, will you have more opportunity for it to happen? Yes, because your kids are no longer there, right? The times where the kids were there, you had stuff to do. You had to take them to soccer practice, the hustle and bustle of raising kids. That no longer exists. So theoretically, yes, you will have more theoretical opportunities for you to engage in relations with your partner. Will you? Maybe, maybe not. It's going to depend on far too many factors that we can't possibly know here individually.
Yes.
But if it's important in your life, you'll make time for it. And if for whatever reasons it's less important for your particular relationship, then you'll make less time for it. It's just how life works. There's no that's just how life isn't any different just because your kids moved out the house, man. All those same, the equation's a little different, but the fundamental's still the same, man. Time, energy, ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other person having the time, energy, and ability at the same time. It's, difficult for those gears to match when you're adults. Because something's always hurting on somebody.
Something's always hurting. Yeah.
Something's always hurting on somebody. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Last question.
All right.
Is it normal to ask him to get STD tested before sex? She's 19.
Yes, it's perfectly normal.
It
probably doesn't happen.
Absolutely normal.
Now, it should be normal. Let me change that a little bit. It should be normal. It does not happen enough, but it should be normal. And it's perfectly fine for you to do it. The fact that you're even thinking about it puts you ahead of 2/3 of your peers. So, congratulations. Don't know how normal it is, but it should be normal.
It should be normal. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's at least normal to a large segment. So, yes.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it for us tonight. Thank you for watching. Please remember, you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send your letters, questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. And with that, for me and Lovey, have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.